Welcome to Albion TV presents the AO Daily Show, your source of real news in an unreal world, keeping you up to date on the latest news, events, and the great community of Albion Online. Today is Thursday, the 23rd of January, 2020, and I am your host, Shozen, and joining me today, as always, are my thoughts. I'm alone today. Bogul is still in China. He's way far away from here. He's not anywhere close, and it's just me at the studio, so I apologize for that 30, maybe 40-second delay. But we have quite a show for you. We have me interviewing Shiro with the assistance of KingMojo. Shiro is the GM of Black Order, and he's been around for a very long time, and he's got some interesting things for you guys today. So he's going to declare war. He's going to talk ancient beefs, and I'm going to just let it play. I got some raffles for you guys, so enjoy those, and let's just get on with the interview. Welcome to Albion TV, the interview series. Today, Bogul and I have a great pleasure as we are interviewing Shiro, GM of Black Order, and with him today we have a couple of, of his friends, of his close friends. We have KingMojo, who's here as his emotional support Italian, and we have Gachi Boy, one of the officers of Black Order, who's here in a dual role. One, to make sure that we know that members of Black Order kick ass and take names. And two, if Shiro doesn't know what I'm saying, he will interpret it for him. How is everybody doing today?
Amazing. What are we drinking, Shozen?
Right now, it's really early in the morning, Mojo, and it's coffee, and it's light, and has sugar.
So yeah, I got tea. I got green tea, Shozen.
All right. Bogul, are you here with me?
Yes, sir. Let's get this started. Shiro, are you here too?
Yeah, I'm great.
Excellent. So, Shiro, since you're so great, I want to know what makes you great. How long have you been playing this game being great? How long have you been great at Albion? How long have you just been the best? Because I know every time I talk to you, you tell me that you are.
Nah. Like, I've been playing since Beta 1. But I dropped the game a lot of times. So I played Beta 2, Beta 3, release, 1 year after release, and I came back last time, like I guess 1 year ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, something like in season 3. Yeah, I came back in season 3, then I played season 3, then I get diamond, my first diamonds, and I drop. I didn't play seasons 4 and 5, I guess, and after that I got 3 diamonds in a row. And yes, so it's my like 4th diamond.
This is your 4th diamond?
By diamond, you mean like the crystal rank?
Crystal rank.
Crystal rank, yeah.
Yeah,
Crystal rank.
the pretty shiny top rank.
Let me check. Season 5. Yeah, I had number 4 as Russian Guild.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right. Speaking of Russian Guild, I understand that you guys, there's something special about what you've been able to do in the beta. There's a reason why everybody always tends to pay attention to a Shiro Guild. It's not just because you have 4 crystals, which I didn't even know about. I'm going to be honest. I thought this guy always quit halfway through the season, and the best he ever achieved was maybe like Silver Plus. Maybe had a gold season during one of the big pushes, but because he was with Squawk and they were helping him out. But damn, I feel like I'm going to eat some words in this interview. I'm going to be really show that I'm wrong, as already I've been told. How many Shiro? How many crystals have you said you've gotten now? Now that you look back, was it 4 or 5?
It's 4.
It's 4.
It's
Okay.
4 crystals.
4 crystals. That's.
And in first of that crystal, Mojo didn't let me get crystal.
What do you mean? What's the?
I mean, you sold me out. You sold me out for 500 mil for Hammer and Cycle
When did that happen?
in season 3.
We're going right into it. We're going right into it. Shozen.
I get it. Okay. And what guild did he sell out that time, Shiro?
Red Army version 2.
Version 2. Okay. One of the things we were talking about earlier before we did the interview, you said you'd been accomplishing things even before the season started. You, during beta, were one of the few guilds to get a unique cape, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you've been using that with pretty much all your guilds, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. And I gotta tell you, I do always say that you guys are gonna, like, you know, quit the season, and it's not, you know, because I don't think you guys are good. It's just that I keep seeing this logo of yours on different guilds, and I'm pretty sure I've seen it on at least 4 different competing guilds now. You use it 4 or 5 times now.
I love that logo.
I guess I didn't have the logo on Echo of Shiro because it's just black flag without anything. But yeah, all of other guilds use that Hammer and Cycle logo pretty much everywhere.
Nice. And how many is that? How many guilds do you use that on?
Let me count it. 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess 4 or 5.
Okay. Excellent. Because yeah, it always feels like I never know what guild you're in, Shiro, and so it's hard for me to promote your guild until I see a guild that, you know, gets close to the top and then just disappears.
You know, last time, this time I'm using Blackwater for 2 seasons in a row, and probably in next season in Queen update will be still Blackwater.
All right. Excellent. So you're saying that you're not gonna, that I should acknowledge this, that I should admit that you're going to continue on longer than a full season? Maybe expect some good things from a Black Order next season in Season 8?
Yeah, pretty much. We'll play as Black Order, and I guess we'll see. I just don't know shit about Queen, so.
What's the story behind the custom logo? Like, why do you have a custom logo and then, like, all the other guilds don't, except for, like, Conflict and Scoia'tael?
No. Only you don't remember, but only Scoia'tael, Kingdom, AK, Envy, and Red Army have the unique logos. Other logos you can use it, like, but you know that story better than me, so.
Yeah, but, you know, I'm trying to make this about you, Shiro. You understand? I'm here for emotional support.
Sure. Are you telling me that those are logos that nobody else in the guild can use? Only you can use? Only those guilds can use? I didn't even know that was the situation. I thought people were just scared to use your logo.
No, you know it better than me. So it was about Scoia'tael. Probably the event was in alphas, in early alphas.
Mm-hmm.
So they won that event. I don't know what kind of event that was, but they got that logo in those times. And about 2 other logos, it was an event much harder than now. You know, it was a hardcore event. So it was 6 weeks of castle event, and the guild for 2 weeks who got as many, most castles per 2 weeks. I don't really remember the details, but it was like, you should ask to KingMojo, but it was like top 1 guild getting a unique logo, and number 2 and number 3 guilds getting just normal logos. So we failed.
It was like a hardcore event.
Yeah, it was super hardcore. I know, because we didn't get the unique logo. Our logo can be used by people. I was in Vendetta.
Just to make it, you know, real short for Shiro, it's like there was 4 castle ticks per day. So every 6 hours, there was a castle tick. There was like about 6 castles in the whole map, and you would have to go from one castle to another. And every tick, every castle counted as 1 point. So, for example, if you got 3 castles in 1 tick, that's 3 points. And then 6 hours later, you have the next tick. You can get another 3 points, 2 points, whatever. And then at the end of like every 2 weeks or something, they would count up the points, and then the winners got like a custom logo. So
yeah, so that's again. It was like a 6 weeks of long event. That's how long I expect a Shiro guild to last. And this thing with Black Order is really surprising me. I got to give you guys credit. You did really well this season. You've pushed it where other guilds didn't, and it's been good. I'm impressed. Go ahead.
Not really. Like we chill for whole season, and in last week, last 7 days, we just started to get points. That's it.
So
Like,
what you're saying is, were you hanging out like with some other guilds, just like sucking up points for the first half of the season? How'd you get here then?
nah, it was like in squad. It was like a lot of leeches.
Yeah, I was gonna
It
say
was a lot
you
of
guys.
leeches.
Can you name the leeches?
Of course, it's a Mr. Serial Killer. You should report him, like Bessie, the evil. So it's a lot of small guilds that just leeching the points, and I tried to get points at start. Like we was number 1 in squad who got the points. But when I saw like we have like 10 guilds and all of the points goes for for leeches, I was mad. I thought I will not do anything. Like it was after 1 week. I said I'll just sit and do nothing. See ya. So for other like 2 months, we just leached the points literally.
I was like, yeah, I was pretty sure that if you're just sitting there, I know who the leech is.
Yeah, this is the thing about Shiro. Every single season, we have a meeting, a alliance meeting. We're like, okay, guys, who's going for what? So this guild goes like, okay, I'm going for gold. This other guild goes like, okay, I'm going for gold too. Next guild, oh, I'm just chilling this season. No points, no objective, And then Shiro's like, I go AFK, I go play another game. I'll see you next season. I don't need nothing. And then, the last 2 weeks of every season, he just comes out with a crazy new goal. And it's like, will you help me, Mojo? I'm like, dude, you said you didn't want nothing. And then he starts going like at the whole alliance.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, so he always comes out of nowhere with all these objectives. It's just how Shiro is, Like we just accepted how Shiro is. It's just how he is.
If you're gonna leech for 2 seasons in Squawk, you probably accumulate a good number of points by doing nothing. And you figure if I've gotten this many points by doing nothing, imagine if I did something and all these guys, instead of just letting me leech off them, actually did work for me as well.
Yeah, but he's exaggerating, Like he doesn't really leech. Like the thing
he
about
shows
Shiro,
up to all ZVZs.
No, he doesn't. But the thing, he's only goal-based, objective-based, Like, if he has a goal,
right?
He's the original dude that taught me how to turbo nerd in this game. You understand?
What's a turbo
Anyone
nerd?
that knows Shiro, it's someone that, like, what people call me, or what they call Derek or something.
Okay, somebody who's going to invest everything into making the game the success. Like their game, like a success. Okay.
Yes. And the people who know their history, they know Shiro. Like they remember Shiro in beta. Like I think that like Shiro was tryharding for like how many months did you try hard for back in the day, Shiro, when you played serious? Like how many months straight?
Yes, 3, 4, it's max. Because
no,
I
more.
Can do more. Okay, 6. It was 6 in beta 1.
Okay, yeah. So like what Shiro was doing, it's like I came from a background with no MMOs. I didn't know what an MMO was. I never played a game like Albion. So I came to this game. First tryhard guild I joined is Shiro, a Russian guild.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, holy shit, these Russians like really have their shit together. Like at the time, the strongest guilds were Russian, Nilfgaard, Shiro's guild. And like all the work in the guild Shiro was doing. The crafting, refining, the GVGs, like 6-7 GVGs a day. So like that's when I found out what a turbo nerd was. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So like if Shiro has a goal, like he'll just like go 24/7 towards that goal. If there's no goal, he just AFKs.
But let me tell the story about this diamond, like how it was. The guy from March, he was in our alliance. I don't remember his name. Like, can you remember his name, Mojo?
The shot caller?
No, the guy on Galatines who tried to wipe us with
Oh, Bar been tough.
Yeah, so literally we just first time like 1 week ago we just tried to kill Avalonian construct because we wait. I don't remember. Like we had 80 people. I said, oh,
The
boys,
Avalonian
we're good with
boss?
this. Yeah. So we just tried it for first time with 80 people, and one guy with Galatines had 3 stacks in our alliance, and he was behind us. So I had the mind like that guy is really, he's waiting. He's waiting until he can clap us and kill us all. So I didn't wait for that time, and I just dropped the alliance. I kill all of that guys who was around us from alliance.
Alright, so if you didn't understand what he just said,
Oh, I did.
for those who didn't understand, so there's this, Arch has a lot of clappers, and they have a couple clappers who always leave guild. They leave Arch, they say fuck Arch, then they join back the next day, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people don't trust them. They're cool guys, but a lot of people don't trust them. And this is how Shiro operates. The guy looks like he's looking at the guy's character in game.
Mm-hmm.
The guy looks like he's gonna drop and kill his own allies. So he's gonna do it first. So Shiro's gonna do it first.
Oh yeah.
That's how Shiro is. He doesn't even know if the guy's gonna do it. He's just
He
gonna
took
do
out
it
the whole group
just in
too,
case.
didn't he? He didn't just take out one guy. He took out a group. He dropped alliance
Yeah, yeah.
and wiped out their whole group that they had. That's amazing.
Yeah, but it was like, and I forgot I had a cooldown because I dropped it before because some rats from Blue Army steal our loot. So I dropped it before like 3 days, on like 2 days. We drop on Blue Army to kill the battle. Combat looters. So I forgot it's cooldown 7 days. So I left for Alliance and I told, yo, send me Alliance invite. I see like it's 6 days of like cooldown to join alliance. I said, okay, we have no alliance now, so what we gonna do? I press G, look at the rankings. Oh, we are 100k points behind the diamond. I said, yo, impossible. But okay, let's kill that construct. We'll see. Okay, we killed that construct. Yo, 280 rating. Okay, we're gonna do it. It's only like 1,000 that constructs. No, not 1,000. Maybe it's 3,000. I can't count it. Like, it's like around like 5,000 constructs. Okay, we will be the greatest savior of Albion. Like we will save Albion from Avalonian invasion. Okay, let's do it. So for last 3 or 4 days, we get like 100,000 points. And now we're going for number 2. We beat the hustling hitmans, raising money yield, hit diamond in 3 days actually. From 80,000 points, we got to 188 in 3 or 4 days. 4 days.
Gee.
Can
That's
I jump in real quick? Yo, first of all, don't believe the story. He said that he got cooled down by accident. That was his
No,
plan the whole time.
I know. I heard the story. That sounds like a purposeful accident right there.
Yes.
Yeah.
And second of all, is there any reason, Shiro, that you want to take second? Like, do you have any beef with any of those guilds?
If I could in this season, I had the chance to get number 1, but for what? It's a funny season, like no real enemies and other, but the wreck is number 2 guilds. For now, it's also Russian guild, and yeah, I have a little beef with them. So
What's the beef?
I'll tell it later, but they try hard for 2 months. I'm gonna show them if my guild gonna try hard for 1 week, we're gonna beat them easily.
Yes, sure.
That's it.
Yes.
All right.
You can't compare us,
I'm gonna
Is
say.
there anybody, real quick, is there anybody in that guild that you have beef with personally? Or is it just a Russian guild versus a guild beef?
It's my ex right hand, and his names. I don't want to tell it.
Are you talking about Pliz?
Exactly.
Gotcha.
Oh. So there's a little bit of beef there. Do you mind telling us what happened between the two? What caused the breakup?
You know, it's not for an interview for sure. It is.
Is that like the Russian drama version of Blue Army versus Money Guild?
Not really, and you don't know. I guess you don't know anything about Blue Army with Money Guild.
Well,
I'm just-
we no. What the thing is, we don't know the beef between Black Order and RAQ, but we do know what kind of beef there was between Blue Army and Money Guild. We know that they were friends that played together for a long time, that had mutual respect for each other. But then over time, because of the difficulties of sharing leadership, the personalities started to erupt, and they started getting sick of the other's bullshit, and then they became mortal enemies that have existed in
it's
sharing
like-
the power of Albion for the last 2 years.
No, it wasn't like that. It was like two backstabbers. And one of the backstabbers backstabbed one another before. You know, that was the story.
Oh, yo, can we get
That's a real-
Shiro's version of the you know?
Yeah, I want to hear the. How did Money Guild break up, Shiro? You were there.
We're in Red Army,
Yeah.
right? Because me
Okay.
and Derek were in Red Army with Shiro.
Mhm.
Shiro was our GM, you know. So from his perspective, it's totally different than my perspective. But
Yeah,
we
because
already heard mine, so let's hear Shiro's.
okay, the real quick story about Red Army and Money Guild and Blue Army. So Derek get kicked out out of his own guild. You know, he was a GM, but he's a like I know Derek for like 5 years, and he always was a terrible person who can't control his emotions. So in Beta 1, he just get kicked out of his own guild. You know, he was a GM, but he get kicked out because all of his guys just left from the guild and create another guild. You know, with another guild master. So in Beta 2, he crawled back to us, and we told him, "Yo, Derek, you're a good friend. Like, join Red Army. Let's go as triumvirate, or I don't know how it's called. Like, let's share power for 3 guys." So literally, it was Mojo, me, and Derek. But in Beta 3, I dropped game after like just 1 month, so I don't care what's going on. So Derek and Mojo, when I was AFK literally, so they had a conversation like, we don't need Shiro anymore on release. You know? Let's do it as 2 guys, you know, like let's do the guild only with 2 guys. And Derek was like, okay, let's call it Money Guild, and I'll be the guild master. So that was a Mojo mistake. He let Derek get more powers than him, you know, because Mojo was sure all of the people from Money Guild will follow him, not Derek. But he was wrong. Oh, how he was wrong. So these 2 backstabbers backstabbed me on release. They told like 1 week before release, yo, we're not going with you, Shiro. Red Army will no more exist. But just imagine the guild, like Blue Army and current Blue Army, current Money Guild, and Black Order together. Just imagine what kind of guild that was. I mean, Red Army on betas. So they told me like 1 week before release, yo, we're not going with you. So they came on release together, like Derek and Mojo. But it's, you know, when guys like of course they can share the power because like it's two leaders in 1 guild, and Derek was the guy who just pushed out the Mojo, and Mojo thought like, okay, if you're gonna push me out, I'm gonna steal all of your members. But he failed, and he didn't get even half of the Money Guild members, right, Mojo?
No, I didn't get half. I got all of them.
Maybe. So that was the story. Like just 2 backstabbers backstab each other. For me, it was obvious.
So
It's a little different from my version. But it's
Yeah.
okay.
So
little
in
different,
your
right?
version, Shiro,
Illegal.
what was the reason they backstabbed each other? I mean, because if they're both backstabbers, generally they have a reason for it. Was it just because that's the pattern?
You know, there was no reason even to backstab me because I didn't really, you know, The real reason because Derek. We never should get Derek in our guild at all. I mean, me and Mojo. And maybe then we had a chance to save Red Army. That was the thing. Because the Derek was the guy who, who trigger, he's gonna do everything for the power. He's gonna betray everything. He's gonna spread the rumors. He's gonna do literally everything in the game to get the power. Like he was just a recruit in our guild, but in 2 months he became a right hand. Without a single guy who helps him. Without a single loyal guy. But in 2 months he get a right hand. That's how it works. And when he get a power, he starting to abuse that power. So the reason why Mojo left Money Guild, just because you can't let people like Derek get any power, He always should be powerless. That's the reason.
Mojo, is that an accurate telling in your estimation? Because I didn't hear it like that before. I always heard the Derek speech about Mojo and I share power. That's the way it is. That's the way it always will be. And then you backstabbed him.
Nah, Shiro's story is pretty accurate in the sense that, like, from the people who have been around here the longest, Shiro probably understands the game the best.
Okay.
So he understands the background stuff a lot.
Yeah, dude. How Derek can share the power if he was a powerless guy who was just a recruit like 2 months ago? What are you talking about? Like, yeah, okay, like
What do you
it's
mean?
impossible. I mean, when he joined the Red Army, he had a powerless guy. He was just a recruit, and in 2 months he became a right hand. But in real fact, he had no loyal people, and in the fact he just all what he did, he just tried to to get a loyal people, and like how he can share the power if he was a leading guy, if he was the leader, how he could do that. You understand me?
Mm-hmm.
Like he was the leader, not the Derek, and he made an illusion or delusion, I don't know, like he's the leader, he had the power, and when you split, we see this is the result. Money Guild is dead and Blue Army is number one. This is the result in the end.
Yeah, but it took a while. It took a while. Like,
It's
I
just because
fucked
you're
up.
lazy.
Yeah, maybe, but I fucked up in the sense that, like when I left MG,
Mm-hmm.
there was no. I didn't make like a revolution, And the thing is, there's a history of people who leave MG who are in a power position. You can see the same thing with Sucks and whatever. Like it's all getting cleared up like recently. But for example, when Sucks left, they made stories about him that he stole this, and that, And then it turned out that he didn't. And it was confirmed by Derek and people
Well,
like that.
Well, you always have to make.
There's a history. If you leave MG, you're a traitor, this and that. And so when I left, I didn't even I didn't care. I didn't try to get anybody with me, So there was only one side of the story, and it was his. So a lot of people stayed there for that season. Eventually, like everyone figured out the truth, and then they came with me. But yeah, like I could have like made a revolution or something, but I left pretty
Quiet.
pretty quiet. Yeah.
Well, now I think you've created a kind of a revolution as we've seen a complete new world order with all these Squawk and ex-Squawk guys doing pretty well for themselves. Things really changed. I mean, I was talking with somebody earlier about like the situation when Conflict left. I think it was Oops at the time to join Squad at the time, and how that was one of the final falls of Oops in its power peak. And now I see it's sad as we see what seems to be the end of an era as Money Guild is called it quits and is now merging with, I don't know, the 6th version of Team Casualty and moving on for Season 8. But speaking of Season 8, and Black Order. What are Black Order's plans in Season 8? Now that you have... I know you say you're going to go for Rank 2, which I think is awesome. I think it would be great to see the last few days having a real battle between two massive enemies in the Russian community. Battle for number 2. That's great. And I think I hope you get it, Shiro. You deserve it. It sounds like Pliz is an awful right hand to have. What are your plans, Shiro, for Season 8 and going forward?
For Season 8, no real goals. Yeah, I have some. I need to send regards to my old friends that I never talked to, but he's my friend. They're my friends. Like, I wanna bury Syndic in the dirt, and I'll send him my regards because I always pay in my debts. Old bitter man, I'm going for your head.
Oof.
And this time, you'll not escape. I'll send my regards to some Russian guilds, just because I want to show them the difference between us. So in Season 8, it's perfectly because currently, I think, in my perspective, we are number 2 guild as ZVZ. Is as active guild, and no one can get. Like, for example, I have like 130 people daily on each on castles every day.
From one guild?
Yeah, from one guild.
That's
only
impressive.
Blue Army only I guess Blue Army can get more, but
we have 2 guilds, so
yeah, but I'll improve that number soon, so it will be 150, I guess.
I love when Shiro talks like that. Shozen, I love when Shiro talks like that.
I do too.
Like my thick heart.
Like, it's just going to happen,
Yeah, it's gonna happen for sure. Because on Queen, I'll get a lot of veterans who's coming back for Queen. So it's a fact.
What's your beef with the old man? What happened there?
What do you mean?
What's your beef with
with
Syndic?
Syndic?
Yeah.
I mean, he thinks he's a hot shit, but he isn't.
Mm-hmm.
In my perspective, he always had a cheater in his team, and he reigned because of GVGs, and now his era is ends, and I don't think he can even beat with all of those guilds. He can beat even my guild. Like, it's like Arch, Last 2 resets, Arch just get wiped by one our guild, whole Arch. And I'm pretty proud about that. But all of those people, they can't realize alliances is killing the game and killing their own guilds. They're making guilds weaker, except the leading guilds.
Mhm.
The Squawk is pretty different because it's an anarchy here, anarchism in Squawk. But other alliances, I'm not telling Squad is good or bad, sorry much, but alliances killing the game, and you should focus. All of the guild masters should focus on their own guilds and makes their own guilds stronger, and you make the alliance stronger. So I'm gonna smash this alliance. I mean the PoE, just with my hands. It will be enough. And the beef wasn't really a beef. He just tried to show his dominance, like maybe in Season 3, and show he's better in GVGs. Okay, I remember that, old man. Now we'll see how you go into Carleon, and all of your alliance will be a royal guild.
Oh, damn.
Jesus Christ.
Are you going to wipe all of his hideouts out? Is that your plan? Just find out whatever hideout is a PoE hideout and just remove it from the earth? Is that your goal here? Because it sounds like you want to send them back to the royals. That's a declaration of war.
Of course.
The Shiro's not gonna do shit, bro. Listen, Shozen, this is what's gonna happen. Shiro's gonna say, "Let's go to war." We're gonna go to war. He'll throw me in there, He'll be like, "Okay, Mojo, I see you in 2 weeks." He'll come one CVZ, and then he'll go back for 2 weeks. I promise you, that's what's gonna happen. Right, Shiro?
But first I'll wipe one of their hideouts, you know,
Okay.
at least.
But yeah. I thank you guys very much. Is there anything you'd like to say, Shiro, before we go? Because I'm looking at the time and we're at about 36 minutes for this interview. And yeah, you got to go to a castle fight, I believe.
Yeah, it's reset.
Oh,
I
sorry,
don't
man.
think it was an interview. It was like, you know, more about politics, not about me, not about my guild. It's more about politics and about Albion. But I'm fine.
Okay.
I didn't tell anything about my guild. But
Well,
I guess
do
you didn't
that
ask me
now.
about my goals. Like maybe my goal is to make my guild international, but not with EU or NA members. I mean, not with Americans, not with Europeans. I guess with maybe Brazilians, maybe like Germans, like, you know, the Turkish, like to make my guild worst guild in
Why
Albion.
Brazilians? Why Brazilians and Turkish? Why those?
Okay, let me explain. Like Germans, Brazilians, Turks, and Portuguese, they're even worse than Russians, or maybe on same level. So
Where's
I want
how?
to make.
Where's how?
I mean, our mentality is like, you know, everyone hates like Brazilian guilds. Everyone hates Russians. Everyone hates Germans.
What?
I don't
No.
really.
Why you
Like,
think
look at the
Germans?
lugs. Look at the lugs, and then ask me why.
What,
That's
Lexi?
all.
Look at the Lugsy. I understand that. I can get it. No. I've done more interviews with Lugsy than anybody besides Mojo.
Holy shit.
I like the
So-
Germans. What's this?
So it's my goal maybe to make Guild International, but in different. I mean, so one more thing, yo, I want to talk about Master Rock. Yo, Master Rock, you're gonna get the
Leader
royals
of Hammer and
too,
Sickle.
dude.
The leader of Hammer and Sickle.
Yo, you're 30-man guild, dying 30-man guild. Yo, I'll send you to royal.
Oh shit.
Jeez, he's
Jesus.
really declaring this on these Poe. I like it.
This is the
That's
Shiro I like.
Yeah, it's
know?
good stuff.
I need the old Shiro back, not this, one season off, one season on Shiro, Like, I like to see Shiro motivated.
I think in order to motivate Shiro, Mojo, this new season, season 8, has to deliver. If it gives
think
him
so.
the gameplay that he wants, we'll have a Shiro for the next 9 months, and we might have a new, I don't know, what do you want to call, tyrant on the scene?
Powerhouse.
Yeah, he would be like a real, like if you're a king, and Derek is a king, and Syndic is an emperor, and Gluttony is I guess a pope, and Torthor is I don't know, what would you even describe Torthor?
He's like the
Like a-
owner of a brothel or something.
Yeah, like a prince who wasted all of his like he had money, like he's part of a royal family, but didn't ever become king. Where would Shiro be in that? What is Shiro hoping to be? Is he hoping
He'll
to
be a
be
dictator.
the new dictator? Yeah.
Yeah, he'll be a dictator. Like Shiro is the type of player that he goes for world dominance. He's like I'll give you an example. Like the reason Shiro lost interest in this game is simply for like one reason. It's because there was no, at least there wasn't before. Now there is, but before there wasn't. It wasn't possible to erase a guild off the map.
Mm-hmm.
So, for
Yeah.
example, town plots were almost impossible to take in beta and early release.
They were
With the super
impossible in
high-
early release. It was 50%.
Yeah, 50% buff, whatever. And even then, we realized that you don't need any town plots. Right?
Yeah, you don't need any territories to be competitive.
Yeah, and you saw that with like BA and some other guilds. You can just live out the city, and it's actually beneficial.
Yeah, you
So-
can't wipe guys out of the Carleon.
Exactly.
But
now,
Yep.
it takes a couple $100 million to build up a good hideout.
Mm-hmm.
Like you invest a lot of time and effort. Your whole guild moves stuff there. If you lose it, you got to move stuff out. You lose a lot of money. You lose a lot of time. And you see, like for example, you see a lot of guilds dying because they lose castles, right? So it's hard to take a loss in this game. You can go fight a guild in Anglia or something, beat them 2 times in castles, and their guild can disband overnight just because of those 2 losses. Imagine if, like, instead of losing 1 or 2 castles, they lose 1 or 2 hideouts. What then?
That's what I think we're going to be seeing with Heartbreak on February 1st.
Yeah.
People are just going to start losing these shields right away because you know that that's the day that when the battles really start and we see how deeply these ticks can dig inside their hideouts. Or if it's something where a good exterminator can come in and burn them out and go, "You're done, son. Get out of my territories. This is all mine." It's going to be real interesting to see, and it's going to be real heartbreaking to see some of these guilds that just couldn't quite stay, but for some reason they had this 10-day window where it looked like everybody could play. Everybody could get in, and there's going to be people who said, "You know what? I was the first one here into this center ring, and my 60-man guild is going to stay here right in the heart of this forest in the center of this T8 territory." And they're going to have that T3, hideout, and they're going to have invested every cent they've ever owned as a guild just to see a week of heartbreak as these territories go in live and somebody says, "Get out, son. You ain't worth it here." It's going to be brutal.
I'll
You
just...
like that, Shiro, no? You don't like that?
Yeah, I like it. I already have a plan how to wreck it everybody on my side of the map.
On my
But
side.
No, it's it's a fact because
Shiro, can we
I can
get
tell
some...
you the simple thing.
This information won't be coming out until after Queen comes out. What side of the map is your side? I want to see if it happened. We're calling it right now.
I guess it will be for now. For start, I'll have my side. I'll send my regards first. I guess I'll wipe phrasings just because they're rats and parasites. I think they shouldn't exist in this game. So then I'll smash Torture just because I never fight against him. So you're gonna see my power. I'm gonna smash him and destroy some of his hideouts. Then I'll come to PoE and show them the difference. And then I'll wipe every single Russian guild in this game. And then maybe I'll choose the map, side of the map where I'll be. That's my goal for Queen. So it's just a war,
Yeah.
I don't want to settle. I don't want to settle somewhere. I just want to smash every single alliance and every single guild in this game. And for now, only Blue Army and maybe Take Care can compete against me. So, but sooner or later.
Sooner or later,
We
they're all
know-
going to get smashed? Are you saying that sooner or later, even Blue Army and Take Care are on that list of...
I don't think Take Care is stronger than us right now.
I was going
Was,
to ask,
weak.
how
It's
are
a
you
very
going to
different
beat them?
Take Care. Sorry, Bogul. It's a very different Take Care without ellipsis, Like right now ellipsis is probably going until Queen, and there's no way they can compete with Black Order now. Maybe when ellipsis comes back, yeah. But EU right now, especially defending castle position, Black Order is by far the best, even better than us.
That's good to hear. I mean, I like hearing that there's a change to the status quo. So it's good. All right.
Yeah, and territories are pretty similar to castle defense.
I think they will be, yeah. I think you're right. Is there anything else you want to say before we go? Sir?
Yeah, I want to tell to devs, unmute me. I changed my behavior. And second thing, just a wish, if you're gonna add the castle gates on the territories on level 3, for example, on level 3 territory, if it will be a castle gates in every territory, it should be amazing, I think. It should be really amazing. Just my wish. And yeah, one more thing. Look deeper in disarray. I don't think current disarray is a good thing. I think previous disarray was better. Just need a little different scales. Because now ZVZ meta is... I don't like it. And I don't think a lot of veterans and good players. I mean, good ZZ callers and really important players happy with the new disarray. I don't think you should be able to one-shot with 10-man group. You shouldn't be able to one-shot like 20 people just with waiting bow. It's not enjoyable, Retroman. It's not really enjoyable when you get in one shot by 6-1 waiting bow, you know, and when you have 8-3. It shouldn't work like that. Like, look deeper in disarray, please. Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you, Shiro. Thank you, Mojo. Thank you, Gotchi Boy. It's been great to have this interview. Yeah, I know Gotchi Boy didn't say much, but I'm sure he was very helpful with Shiro in the background.
I feel like we missed so much. So, Shozen, can I bring, like the end of season interviews we usually do?
Yeah, we're going to be doing one with you and Chris, just so everybody knows. That actually, the one with you and Chris will be on the day before this one airs.
Can we get Shiro in there too?
We could do that. I think. Sure, you want to come for that, where we talk about the top 10 guilds?
Yeah.
I feel like we need more Shiro time because like I don't know.
Yeah, today was more about Derek.
history.
Yeah, more about Derek and about Mojo. But it's like, can I get how it's called, like, my perspective of the future of Team Casualty or Money Guild? What's gonna happen?
I think we can talk about that during the where we talk about the top 10 guilds.
Okay. So, but it's just not for the record, but it's gonna be same as with Mojo and with Money Guild. Trust me.
Wait, are you saying that Mojo's gonna fall apart like Money Guild did?
No. I mean, the Team Casualty, they merging with Money Guild.
Yes.
So Derek will get the power and destroy the Team Casualty. Trust me.
Oh, okay, yeah.
100%. Yes. But it's not for for recruitment plug. I don't need recruitment, for example, because it's like only Russians, and Russians don't understand English. So I mean, most of the Russians. So I don't think it's useful. Maybe some Russians redactors asking me for interview for my guild. Maybe I'll make interview for them in Russian. So it will help for my guild. I don't need recruitment.
Well, you did say you wanted to add Brazilians and Germans and the Turks, and we have a very international following on our show. There's a lot of Brazilians that watch our show. But if you're looking just for Brazilians who only speak Portuguese, you're right. We don't have a lot of those.
I mean, I wanna make my guild international, and if some of the leaders, I mean, real guild masters, like 30-man guild, like at least 30-man guild, Portuguese leaders, German leaders, Turkish and Brazilians are interested to join a real guild, they can PM me, They know how to find me, but I am permanently muted in game, so.
Well, you did make a shout out and said that you have changed your behavior, and I will say, so far this entire interview, Shiro behaved himself. I don't think I have to edit anything. So with that, thank you very much, guys. I really appreciate your time. This is going to be a great interview. I hope everybody enjoys it. We will see you guys later. Peace.
See ya. Peace. Russia will rise again.
All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed that interview with Shiro and KingMojo. It was a lot of story time. We really did want to get more of what was going on with Black Order, but I do feel we got to hear a lot about how Shiro feels about other guilds in general, and while he may not have gotten to say how he feels about Black Order, I will say his history of guilds might say a lot about how he feels about Black Order. As long as it gets the job done, it's here, Black Order. But you don't get the job done, and Shiro's going to make a new guild. Same icon. So I had an interesting moment the other day. While we were watching the giant event, I came across a body, and I was like, oh my god, Norzor is back. And I was like, wait, no, that's not Norzor, that's Nazori. Who's Nazori? Well, his wife thought that was hilarious, so she bought him a I Am Norzor t-shirt. And yeah, they sent me that via Twitter, and I thought that was hilarious. I don't know at what point you have to get to where your mistakes become T-shirts, but my mistakes became T-shirts, and I'm pretty happy with it. I am Norzor. Well done, Nozori. I'd love to get you on the show sometime, and we could talk about that, and maybe I could learn who you are, and I feel better about it. I've already interviewed Norzor. Why not Nozori? All right. Thank you guys for tuning in. I will be back here actually later today at 21 UTC with Lupac, and we will be casting live Crystal Realm Battles, the 5v5 tournament that seems to be happening every day during the off season. See, what happens is at 20, 21, and 22, you can participate in crystals at levels 1, 2, and 3. They're kind of separated during the off season, so you can do 3 of them in a row, like a mini tournament. During the season, it's not scheduled that way, but it will be. Maybe if we push hard. No, I'm sorry. I don't know if it will be. We're kind of pushing these guys to make it happen. But I've heard the reason why they're not, and I agree with that too. So on both sides of this argument, Lupac and I, I'm sure, will talk about that in detail. But you can catch this show, the new interview show that's here for at least one more week until Bogul is back and we can resume normal operations of this daily show. We're going to be doing interviews all next week. And the first one on the docket is Gluttony. Yeah, that's going to be good next week. Tomorrow, Friday, I have Karfa of Arrow 404, and we'll talk about the #1 guild this season. So that's going to be a pretty good one. Next week, we also have Frank Sinatra. We'll talk about just the state of the game. Guy's been around forever. That should be a good one. We'll talk about the demise of Dynastia. That also should be a pretty good show. And I'm trying to get a few more in as well. So we've got a pretty full week next week of some pretty good interviews. And I hope you enjoy it all and have enjoyed the last 2 as well. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll see you guys in a couple of hours. Bye. Wait, you know what? There's one more thing I could do today. You know what? There's one more thing I could do before I go. Does anybody want that final raffle? Do you think we could do one more raffle for 2 3750 codes? I think we could. I think I can do that. But you guys have to enter the raffle for me to even have anybody to pull. So go ahead, get your names in there. Type that exclamation point, raffle. Pound out the keys. Get your 647 APM going crazy on that raffle key. And we're going to pull this as soon as it gets to a more interesting number. Let's see what we got. We got 56 right now. We can do better than that. What do we got, guys? And yeah, Pando, I did find that video interesting. I hope you enjoyed that. I threw it up, showed it for everybody. I mean, it's not as good as the Arrow 404 victory video that we showed the other day. That is amazing. But I'm only taking the risk of playing it once because I left the sound on. Just one time. Once. All right, I think there are enough of you guys in the raffle now, and I'm ready to pull the raffle. Ready to do this. Oh, wait. 2 more. Let's get 2 more in there. 68. Let's be super juvenile. 1 more. Come on. This is Twitch. Come on. 1 more. I'm only going to give it 2 more seconds. Oh, God. And there it is. And we are drawing 2 raffles. Pando Bear! Are you freaking kidding me? This goddamn raffle is rigged. Guys, does anybody know of another raffle system that we can use with Twitch? Just, if you want to send me some messages and have some ideas on something besides Mootbot, something that isn't such an absolute rigged jerk, that only thinks that Pando Baron and a few others deserve to have codes. I think he wins about once to twice a week. He doesn't show up more than Funstealer. Funstealer's won once. All right. It's rigged, guys. It's rigged. All right, guys, message me. You will get your prizes. Thank you for tuning in. I will be back in a couple of hours. like I said, see you guys next time. Oh, everything's going up on SoundCloud, so if you want to listen to one of these interviews and you don't want to do it while watching Twitch because it doesn't work great on your phone, you can go ahead and do it on SoundCloud. They'll all be up by the end of the week. All right. Thank you, guys.